What is going on, y'all? Welcome to Joel Friday TV. I am Joel Friday. Few announcements before we get started. Hit that like button, smack it. Lay the smack down the like, subscribe, and share button. Tell your peoples about the show so we get the subscribers up and a message out. Do it now. Help a brother out. As you guys know, we are a talk show and we are live Monday through Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. And at any point during the show, you can call in by calling 888-775-3773, 888-775-3773, and we can get into it. You know you want to call in. You've been thinking about it, but you're not sure if you should do it. Maybe you're nervous. You don't know how it's going to go. Well, guess what I'm telling you? Do it anyway. Face your fears and call in. And it might be a good conversation. If for whatever reason you can't call in, but you still have a question or comment, or you just want to support the show, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/Joel Friday TV. The link is in the YouTube description, or go directly to the, excuse me. Sorry, guys. Go directly to the YouTube live chat, hit the super chat button, send your question or comments there. I'll read them live on air. Excuse me for that cough attack right there. I don't know what happened. The enemy trying to stop the word from getting out. No, I'm just kidding. Amazing stuff. We are live on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Punchy.tv. Pick your poison. Go wherever you want to watch the show and hop in the chat. Start a conversation. And I'll try to read some of your comments, but I can't always read them because I'm, doing the show. But hop in the chat wherever you may be watching the JFTV podcast, okay? Amazing stuff. Let's get right to it. We got some callers on the line. Callers, be patient. I will get to you in a second here. Let me just lay some groundwork. I got something for you guys today, and I want to get to it first, and then I'll get to the calls. Nick says, Satan flies. Satan's flies caught in my throat. Amazing stuff. So today we're gonna lighten everyone's burden today. We're gonna lighten it in the name of Jesus. We're going to lighten burdens, okay? We're going to bring rest to people's souls today. At least a little bit more than it was before. We're going to have a little bit more breath in the lungs after today. If the Lord is willing, right? Because it's not up to Joel Friday. It's only up to the Lord. But that's what I believe is going to happen. If we listen close, we pay attention, and our ears are open, hearts are open, minds are open, then I think that we're going to walk away here with some more rest for the soul. Okay? We're going to lighten these burdens today because I think a lot of stress and anxiety that comes from that we carry is unnecessary burdens, right? That God is not asking us to carry. And I want to maybe, if it makes, if the Lord is willing, release that stress, because God is releasing it in me and has been doing it. And life becomes a little bit different. You start having more energy. You start having more joy. You still got issues, it ain't perfect. But you could things just start to open up. So I want to give some examples, and maybe they're helpful, but maybe they're not. But don't believe anything I say. Think and know for yourself, because I could always be wrong, right? So let's get to it. I want to start off with a quick little scripture. Scripture from the Lord. This is from Matthew 11. Let me see here. I actually want to give you guys the actual image first. Or you guys can read along with me while I play the image, because that's kind of more fun, right? So I'm going to give you guys the image here. Let's see. Boom. And you guys are going to read along with me. So let's go here. Wow. This is from Matthew 11, 28 through 30. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. Amazing stuff. Incredible scripture. Doesn't get any better. Oh, shoot. What? That's my fault, y'all. He black. I messed the whole thing up. I don't need Nick to come in here. I got this. I got this, Nick. I got this. That wasn't Satan trying to ruin it. That was just me. Pressing the wrong buttons. What the? Anyway. My yoke is easy. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. This, for whatever reason, that quote there, that scripture, just that part, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light, has stuck with me for many, many, many years. And that one seems to be one that has stuck with me the most. I don't quite understand why. I mean, it's been helpful in my life, but every time those moments come up, that one pops up. And it reminds me not to overdo anything, because we're taught in the world, right? And I fell for this hard. We're taught in the world that to have this hustle hard mentality, right? We're taught in the world to work hard and put that work in 10,000 hours, fill your idle time with effort and work. Terry Strains with the super chat out the gate. Happy birthday, Joel. Thank you, Terry. Fill your idle time with effort, and boredom is a sign of laziness, and all these things, right? And it's basically teaches us to ignore boredom, right? Quiet time is lazy. Don't be quiet. Don't relax. Don't do nothing. Go do something, right? We're taught that. And I realized that I used to literally make sure that wasn't the case, because I don't want to be lazy. I wanted to go chase money. I wanted to go make money. I wanted to go make something myself. I wanted to be successful. I wanted to, be great. And we're taught that. But I realized that when I went out and chased that stuff, because I went out and chased it. I did all kinds of things, entrepreneurship, started my own business, went into the, was in insurance, where I was an independent contractor. So I was hustling there. I was doing all kinds of things. And what I realized from that was this simple thing. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. And I was always reminded of that. And I realized the only thing that's necessary to do is what's in front of you to do. That's it. That's it. Only do what's in front of you to do. And what's in front of you to do, your plate is not filled up. It's very simple. And what's in front of you to do doesn't mean that it's not, hard work at what's in front of you to do. Doesn't mean you put out a certain amount of hours in according to what's in front of you to do, right? But it's not this long list of things that you need to get done or the things that you must do. It's not this long list. It's just what's in front of you to do. The burden stays light. DJ Burrell, NTP, birthday, amazing. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Super chat. Right on. But that was a super chat from YouTube. For the people who don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, that all you have to do is just do what's in front of you to do, and God will present what's in front of you to do always. Always. He'll just give you just enough for you to do for that day, and we just need to be worrying about the day. We don't need to worry about tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, next 5 years, next 10 years, next none of that. All we got to do is just do what's in front of us today, and that's the brick that we lay each day that'll eventually turn into a house. But what happens is for a long time, I was like overwhelming myself with, not even overwhelming myself, but just making sure I wasn't being lazy. You know what I mean? And chasing money and making sure that, if I want success, I better go get it type of thing. And for men and women, I think that that's like not good. It's not a good thing. Because it doesn't mean that you're lazy and it doesn't mean that you don't want to be successful, but it means that you aren't chasing what's not important. Because those things will come to you. So a few points I want to make, and then I'm going to move on, and then I'm going to get to some calls, is it also says in the Bible that die to the flesh daily. And I want to give you guys an example. Die to the flesh daily. Because some of you guys are probably saying, well, what does it mean by what's in front of me to do? What does that look like? What does that mean? I'm going to give you guys an example. It says in the Bible, die to your flesh daily. And what does that mean? Dying to the flesh daily means that your urges, your cravings, right? Your ego, when those things come up, you deny them, right? You deny it. And the more you deny your ego, the more the spirit can be revealed, right? The more you can walk in the spirit. But for a long time as well, when I heard die to the flesh, I'm thinking like, okay, I locked it in. Now that's a rule. Now that's I got to follow that rule. Die to the flesh. Anytime the flesh comes up, I got to die to it. And every time something would come up, I'm like, we got to die. We die. But then I burned out. Then I would burn out because now I'm stacking all these things. I'm trying to make sure I'm dying at every point. And you burn yourself out. You overwhelm yourself. So I'm going to give you a simple example of how even dying to the flesh, God will tell you exactly what specific things you just need to worry about. You don't need to worry about every single thing, right? Every single moment of flesh. I'll give you guys a silly example, and then you can add it to, I don't know, wherever it makes sense for you. Is last night I was eating dinner, and I ate a good amount of food, right? And as I was eating it, I was like, this is so good. Man, this is so good. And after I was done eating the food, I wanted more, right? But I knew, like, I had the cravings for more, right? I was like, dang, I'm still hungry. I want more. But I ate a lot. I ate enough. And in that moment, the cravings were like, just eat a little bit more. But then I realized that I also had more, I had enough food. So in that moment, that specific situation, I saw that, okay, this is a moment for you to deny the flesh, right? Endure. Get through it. You'll be fine. You ate enough. And that was a moment right there. That's all I needed to worry about was that. I didn't need to go, I just didn't need to do any more than that. I didn't need to have to stress about anything else. I didn't need to worry about my cravings in other areas. I didn't need to go worry about make sure you're in bed by this point in time. And if you're not, then I didn't think about none of that. The only thing that was in front of me to do was not overeat dinner that day. And that was enough. And it wasn't stressful, and it wasn't none of that stuff. So I say that to say is that, like, there's enough in front of you that if you just focus on that, you'll be fine. So let's move on. Let's move on. Is another burden that's light, and this was like for the men, but for the women too, for the ladies and the men, is we don't need to chase anything. Anything. We don't need to chase anything. And I realize that men do that a lot when it comes to women and dating. Because when we're chasing, you're just chasing an idea. The idea of marriage, the idea of family, the idea of a companion, all kinds of things that we say, right? We're just chasing an idea. We're not chasing nothing else but that. And I realized that that the worst thing that we can do is chase a person, a spouse. Because you're only chasing your ego. You're only chasing your ego. That's it. And it's so crazy because I've experienced this, and I'm not exempt from what I'm gonna say. But I'm noticing this through experiences in my life, how the same things that we think are good always end up not good. Like pursuing a woman, pursuing a man. And it hasn't worked. It doesn't work when you do it this way. Let me give you guys a quick example, and then we'll get to the calls. Is say if you're out and about, right? And you see we'll just use the guy as an example, but if it makes sense for the girl to the guy, then, use it in that way. But say you're out and about, guy's out and about, and he sees a pretty girl, right? And she's really pretty, right? In his mind, his type. And he sees her, and she looks pretty, and she also sees him. And she also finds him attractive, right? You're like, oh, that's a good-looking guy. And both of you guys find each other attractive, and you guys are kind of looking at each other, googly eyes, right? You're looking at her, but then when she looks at you, look away, and then you guys both play a game, right? But then it's kind of obvious that you're interested, right? So you find a way to approach her, or you go up to her and you start a conversation or whatever, and you guys are talking, and then you guys start laughing and giggling, and then you say you saying all the right things to her, right? And it's making her smile, and she's liking you even more, and now you're feeling good about it. Then you get her phone number, right? Get her phone number, and boom. You won. You won in that moment, right? That's how you're feeling. Then you got a number, and then the next day comes, or the next couple of days, however you do it, you text her or you call her, whatever, and she's excited to hear from you, right? She's excited to hear from you. And you guys are having a great conversation, laughing, smiling, flirting, the whole thing. And you guys are just vibing. And then you guys go on a date. And you go on a date, and the same thing happens. Like, wow, I kind of like this person. Like, this is interesting. Wow, this is going somewhere, blah, 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 right? You're talking, boom, boom. And it's feeling good. And then you got these feelings in your stomach or in your chest. And then you're thinking like, wow, this is kind of cool. We'll see where this one goes. And you're trying not to like think too much of the future, but you are thinking in the future, right? You're thinking of like, hopefully this is the right one, right? But you tell yourself you're not. But the feelings are telling you otherwise. Like, wow, this is nice. This is kind of cool. I like this one. You know, this is going well. And then she's so pretty. Right? So you continue to go on this thing. But after this point, right? As soon as you start to like get into that, feel that and get into that, that's when the disagreement comes, right? And as soon as the disagreement comes, you hang it up. People's feelings change. People want to leave. They want to go see other people, all that stuff. Everything was all good until you disagreed, right? Or when the feelings pass, you really start to get to know the person. And the reason why this is a problem is because the only reason you guys were interested in the first place was based off an idea, for one, right? But based off of this lust. It was a lust. You find the person attractive. You find the person interesting. They like you too. You guys are smiling. There's excitement, right? It was based off of a feeling and emotion, right? And when you disagree with somebody, you start to look at them differently, right? Those feelings go away. Those feelings are gone away. Hold on. And the reason why problems happen in relationships, or why people cheat, or quote unquote all these things, right? It's not cheating if you're not married, right? You're only hanging out if you're not married. So that is not a real thing unless you're married. But anyway, let's just say, right? The only reason why that happens is because you start to see that this whole thing from the very beginning was based off of this feeling. Sorry, guys. I got distracted by because my screen is doing. Hold on. Okay. So you guys are, where was I at? You guys are attracted to each other based off of, what was I saying? I forgot my point. But it's all based off of this lust thing, right? You're talking, you're getting to know each other, it's going real well, and as soon as you disagree, then, that's what I was saying. When you cheat, then that's when the cheating starts happening, the quote unquote cheating. And when the cheating starts happening, now you guys break up. But what happened was you already got too involved with each other emotionally, right? Because what else starts to happen? You start to maybe start hugging and kissing and loving, right? And now your emotions really get tied. So then once that disagreement comes, then it's like ripping a Band-Aid off, ripping tape off the skin, right? And now real problems arise. Because now you're mad, like, how dare you? Boom. That's exactly how all problems, for the most part, happen. Because you were only interested in each other for emotional reasons. It was only lust. We think it's love. It feels like love. It feels like heaven. But why do things change when you disagree? I know why. It's because the idea in your mind created an expectation that made you believe this person was great, or the one, or your wife, or your husband, or whatever. But what you were feeling in the whole entire time was just these feelings, because you chased the desire. You chase your desire. You chase your want. And you'll never be satisfied when we chase a want. So, to end that whole thing off, and then I'm going to get to some calls, is that how to avoid that. And if it happens and you go through it, just pay attention. Just watch yourself. You know, just if you're going to go about it, just to see if it's real, test it for yourself, see if what I'm saying is true or whatever, then do it, but just be aware of yourself, right? Don't try to avoid it now because it sounds bad or whatever. Like, just live life. But in my opinion, when God adds it, it's not that way. And I know you guys are probably sick of hearing me say, God added it, when God adds it. But what I really mean is like when the flow of life just happens naturally, right? When the flow of life just happens naturally. You guys aren't interested based off of what you see or what you feel, because it's really just sensual, right? Sensual desire for another person. But when the natural process happens, right, you guys just end up, you meet somebody on the way of life, it's different. Because you guys become connected with the light. Right? Because it wasn't forced, it wasn't on your own understanding, it just happened. And when you're connected in that way, your interests are different. You have different conversations. You have different intentions because your connection is based off of the light, right? I don't know how to explain it. It's not based off of a desire or a feeling or an emotional high or sparks or interest. It's not based off of that. It's just based off of this genuine connection you just have with this person that you've met, unintentionally. And when it's done that way, I'm telling you, the intentions change. Then you actually start to really get to know the person. And when you disagree, you don't worry about it too much because you see that this person is genuine. So you're not basing it off of a checklist. You're basing it off of, but I know that we got something here. Let's just see what this is, type of thing. And that connection, when you are like doing things the right way, that doesn't fade. It only grows stronger, right? It doesn't fade. So it's not going to pass like the emotions do. You guys just continue to work things out. Anyway, I'm going to get to some super chats in a second here. But yeah, it grows. It doesn't pass. And if you're in that space where it's true intentions, then you're on the way. So there's a difference when you see her at the gym and she's pretty and she's looking at you and then you're looking at each other and you guys are both feeling something and then you want to approach her. That's not from God. It feels like it though. Trust me. It feels like it. I'll be the first one to tell you. It feels like, wait, this is a connection right here. She fine. She think I'm fine. We could be fine together. But that's just not love, it's lust. Because you ain't thinking about all that, the future and all that stuff when it's the other way. When it just happens in front of you. It almost feel kind of boring when it happens. Like when God adds it, right? It almost feel kind of like, wait. Why ain't I having these type of thrills? It almost makes you think that it's not right. You almost want to just friend zone it, and that's where you want to be. That's exactly it. Friend zone. And that's what it's like. It's like you just want to friend zone it because you're not like really into it like that. And that's where you want to be. But yet you still know you kind of like the person. Like, oh, you're interested. It's not like you're like, wait, I don't like this person. I'm a friend zone because I don't like it. It's not like that. But it's you're interested, but you're also like not like crazy about it. And it's because you didn't chase it. So I don't even know if that makes sense, y'all, but that's just how I've noticed it in my experience. You can't look, and you can look, and if you want to look, go look and chase and do all those things. Nothing wrong with it because it's just a lesson, right? Find out for yourself and just live life, experience life. But I've experienced both, and it's just two different things. Two whole different lives, realities, two different things. But the thrill one, the feelings one, oh, that one's more exciting for sure. And you get what you want, not all the time. But I'm talking about you want that till death do you part type stuff. You better wait. You better focus on what's in front of you to do only. You better lighten that load. Lighten that burden. Anyway, I'm done with that. Let me get to some super chats real quick. Let me get to these super chats. Corey Salvador with a super chat on YouTube. Right on, Corey. Everyone tell Friday happy birthday and buy him a donut. That's right. That's my brother right there. Corey. Everyone tell Friday happy birthday and buy him a donut. Appreciate it, man. I'll see you later today. Amazing stuff. See Sal. We are going to miss you, Kel. God bless. What happened to Kel? Where Kel going? Kel says, Joel, your favorite mod is broke and had to find a new job starting tomorrow. Thank you for everything. I hope you find a good replacement. Good news is I can donate more now. Love you, brother. Right on, Kel. Oh, and congrats to your new job. I hope that works out for you. And I believe you have a family as well. I hope that works out for you guys. Appreciate it, Kel, and appreciate all the support you've always been given and for being one of the best mods on this side of heaven. Right on, Kel. Appreciate you, man, and good luck. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. Right on. Okay, let me just check. I'm going to get to some calls right now. I'm not neglecting calls. I just want to make sure. Serge with a few donuts, 5 donuts. Right on, Serge. You the man. He said, support my Bible thumping friend. That's right. You the man, Serge. Appreciate it. I'll get back to those. Speaking of Serge, let me go to Serge out of Texas. Serge, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Thanks, Joel. I just wanted to, first off, tell you a Bible thumper, number one.
Right on. I'm with Zenny. I'm in Zenny's crew.
Yeah, you and Zenny, man. Me and Kyle we'll take you guys on any day.
You're not ready.
Pure love.
Are you ready for that work?
All y'all gonna do is use the Bible.
You ready for that work? Oh no.
It's so easy. Yo, good message today.
Nice.
You're totally right, man. It is. It's super important for us to just be in the now. It's another way. It's another angle, a really good angle, better than the angle dude had on Trump. But it's a really good angle that you took to say that we need to be aware and be just active in the day, because a lot of us are active in tomorrow, and tomorrow ain't even came yet.
Yeah.
So good message.
Right on, man.
I wanted to ask, number one, first of all, I want to say this. This is a statement real quick. Hank, Joel, I'm trying to, as C-Style say, I'm hunting for my brother Mark. Please, somebody, when Mark gets on the line, let a brother through. Let a brother through. I got questions.
Fair enough.
I was gonna say, Joel.
Yeah.
Is it a need or a want for a woman?
Is it a need or a want? That's a good question, man. It's a want. Because there shouldn't be, we don't know if that's what we're meant to have. Not everybody has that, right? That's not in the plans for everybody. There's many people we've seen in the past who don't have it. There's people from like the Bible and stuff like that, but also there's people that we know of that don't have it, like Jesse Lee Peterson. He's not married. And sometimes you just, that's not in the cards. So that's why I strongly believe that people shouldn't have a desire. Not that they shouldn't have it, because you can't really help it. Sometimes you just get caught up, but you shouldn't be identifying with that because it may not be in the cards, and you kind of just want God to lead you. And either way, God has whatever He has for you is perfect. So that's what matters.
It may not be in the cards is contradicting a statement that you made that I screenshotted, because I wanted to ask you a question about it.
Well,
when you said that you can't pick wrong.
What do you mean? I can't pick. What
What
did I mean?
Can't pick wrong, meaning like I took it that God can work on any marriage, and that if you just gotta want it.
Well, what I mean is, when I say God can work on any marriage, is that if you happen to go to the lengths of actually getting married, I believe that God, ultimately God is still in control of that, and He can renew or restore that, even if it started off in a fallen way. I think it's possible that can be salvaged. But does that mean that you went about it in a process that wasn't the best? Yeah, that can mean that. But I think ultimately God is in control. So I think that it can still work, but it's just not ideal to do it that way, because there's just so many problems that come with that. Does that make sense?
It does. I disagree. I'm on the opposite side of the fence, man. I think it's a need. I think a woman is a need.
And why do you think a woman is a need?
I think a woman is a practical thing. And it doesn't mean it has to happen. Like, you don't have to have a lot of money, but you need a job. So I think it's like you don't have to have a woman, because you can survive without her, clearly.
Right.
But it would make sense, just kind of like our parts. You can tell that they're designed for a woman.
Yeah.
So it would make sense to use it for the woman. Now, I think it's important that we don't fixate and identify with it. But I don't think it's bad. Just like I don't think S is bad. I don't think S is bad, but I think it could be badly performed.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with the points that you're making there. I don't think that it's bad either, and I do think that. And now I understand what you mean by practical. It is practical when it happens in a practical way. You know what I mean? Like, even the S. You know what I mean? Like, it's ideally it's best to and I don't even want to say this, because then people are gonna use it as an excuse, but that's not on me, that's on them.
Yeah.
But like, it's a practical. There's a time for everything, and ideally you want to wait until marriage to have the S because you want to use those like before years, those pre-years as a means of getting to know the person and keeping it a clear mind, because when you do have the S, it does kind of cloud the judgment a little bit. But if it were to happen, it's not the end of the world, is my point. And it doesn't mean that, oh, now you just ruined it, but it's just a challenge now. But yeah, I do think that it can be a woman or a dating somebody or a man or a relationship can be practical and done in a practical way if it happens naturally and on its own and not forced.
Okay. Yeah, and I'll close with saying this, Joel. I noticed that when it's not forced, it's so hard. Man, I just be wanting to lie. Let me confess my sins right now. I be wanting to lie to these women, man.
Oh, yeah.
Because I be wanting to lie so bad, but I don't. Because, like, even this woman I'm vetting now, man, she's just so confused. She just don't understand, and everything is, like, back and forth. Like, she just, because you have to make sure she knows her place, and that's, because you don't want to put something together that's going to fall apart because the foundation is weak.
Yeah.
So it's very important that she knows that this is the way that I'm, that I am and how I would move. And, even yesterday I had to tell her, like, listen, you've been disagreeing with me since day one, since I first met you. And I have I ever yelled at you? No. Have I ever blah, 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 blah? And no. So I told her how I'm treating you is how I would treat future kids, and it's how I would treat you for the rest of my life. Now, I'm not saying that so she knows that I'm a good person. I can care less what she thinks. And as a matter of fact, I'm thinking about dropping her anyway, just because she got some signs that just shows that she, just randomly saying, "Oh, go for the young girls." Because you seem to like them, so that right there.
Then what keeps you involved with this one? Though she's disagreeing with you, like, what keeps you involved?
Not judging it, because it seems it could be. I asked her flat out, "Is it naive? Are you naive or are you delusional?" Because I think it's more naive,
right?
And if it's naive, she's just blue, man. She just hasn't had more than one relationship. She's not aware of what the other women are doing because she lives in her little corner. Very soft, quiet, librarian type woman. So, but now I'm at the point where I'm just like, ugh, this naivety is too far. So that's what keeps me in. I'm just thinking that.
Yeah. Well, I think that's
really
good.
Know no better.
Yeah, I don't think that it's bad that you continue to talk or whatever and hang out, because the hangout should be real casual and not too involved anyway. And I think that that's not a bad thing if you're somebody who's like seeking and try to do the right thing. It's not bad to, have a friend and hang out and, maybe you can be of some influence to her and vice versa. So I don't think that's a bad thing. We just have to do.
Her,
I know,
she can
but
follow
we just
me on Instagram.
Right, but
I'm dropping her.
We just have to know when. That's what I was gonna say. We just also have to know when to walk away. But let me ask this last thing, and then I gotta move the calls. Is when you say that you want to lie so bad, and I understand what you mean, kinda. Mm-hmm. That's why I want to ask you. What exactly? Give me an example of what you mean by you wanna. You so attempted to lie. For what reason?
I want, because they make men that are strong, they call them names and they crucify them, and I don't want to be hung. So they call me, misogynist, and you don't like women, and then you don't get to talk. You don't even get the opportunity, and then the devil in me still want the S.
Right.
So I'm like, if I say the truth,
that's real.
I ain't gonna get none.
Yeah.
And then I go, whatever, who care about it?
And then on top of it, that if you do lie, you'll get all kinds of access to not even just the S, but just her acceptance and all this kind of thing. Because you see that's how the other guys, or you just see that's how it works, and that's what they want. So I totally understand what you mean, but it's like like you just said, there's this temptation to not want to be hung because you're doing the right thing, but that's the sacrifice that we make by doing the right thing. Is if she ain't on board and if she don't like it, then she got to keep it pushing, even if we do see potential or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Right.
All right.
Good talk, Joel.
Right on, Serge. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for calling.
Right.
Call me again. Yeah, I don't even think that is bad that that in a situation like Serge's where she's disagreeing with him, and yeah, he's just, chilling and hanging out still. I don't think that's bad when you're not all involved in the first place, because that's okay that she disagrees, because then let's just say you have a different opinion and you guys are having that dialogue, and maybe it's like you guys are opening her mind more or whatever, right? And maybe she's just hasn't heard your type of perspective before, right? And it can be vice versa. So there's nothing wrong with continuing to hang out with somebody though they disagree. The only reason why that can become wrong is because when you get involved, it turns into hate. Because you're like, I want you to be this way, but I want you to be this way so we can be together and we're looking for a future. No. Because you get too involved and then you start to disagree in that way. It turns into hate. And then there's problems. So you can still talk to people even if they disagree, but as long as you guys are casual and friendly, right? You're not all intimate and all that other stuff. But you also got to know when to be like, listen, this is me. And you don't like me for me. And there's a lot of times where I just had to, kind of be like, she hates me. Even though she wants to like me, she wants to be my friend, she just hates me. She hates me because she hates what I stand for. And that's when you got to know to walk away, because there's nothing you can say, even if it's from God speaking through your lips. If they hate you, they're not gonna hear it. Fall on deaf ears. So that's when you gotta know, all right, I gotta walk away. I've had to do that. And it sucks because you kind of think the person's cool. You're like, we cool. And you kind of see them kind of getting it. But if they hate you, they'll find a way to bring you down. That's the thing. If they resent you, they'll find a way to bring you down. And they'll poke at you. And they'll turn on you. And they'll talk about you. And you don't want to be around that type of person, even though you know it's not really them, even though you know that they don't mean it, even though you know, you got to walk away. I'm just playing. Amazing stuff. All right, let's keep moving the calls. Let's go to Brian out of North Carolina. Brian, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Joel. How's it going, man?
How's it going, Brian?
It's going well, man. Listen, I'm going to be quick. I just got a quick question off of you and Serge's conversation.
Yes, sir.
I have a question. Why do you still want sex?
Why do you still want S?
Oh, sorry. My bad.
No, it's all good. Why do you still want it? I don't really have an answer. I don't really have an answer to that. Why do I still want it? I don't know. Because if I knew, then maybe I wouldn't still. I don't really know why.
That's something to smoke on, I guess. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I don't really know. But what point were you trying to get at with it?
Well, I didn't have a point with it. It was just a question raised. But y'all kept talking after I called, and it raised another it kind of pointed something out to me, which was you said that once you guys disagree, well, Serge kind of said he's like, oh, once they disagree, he wants to lie to them because of the S, you know?
Oh yeah.
But once they disagree, once you disagree with them, it's like, all right, well, I'm done with this one, you know. Let's get this one out of here type vibes. Is that correct?
Say that last part again. Didn't catch it.
Okay, well, you guys were saying that you're dealing with this person, and then all of a sudden you disagree.
Yeah.
And once you guys disagree, it's like, okay, well, this one's done with. We had a disagreement, and then that's the end of it.
I don't feel that way, but maybe Serge has had. Maybe he mentioned that in this situation where she disagreed, and now he wants to leave. I don't think that you should leave necessarily based off of a disagreement. Oh, okay. Well, what point are you trying to make with it?
I'm not saying you should or shouldn't leave. I'm just maybe consider the fact that maybe it hits that point after the disagreement because she knows that all you want is sex, or that you just want sex, period.
So she knows what? Say that again.
That you want sex, and that's why after she disagrees with you, there's no more of her coming towards that light.
Because she knows that you want the S?
The S word. Sorry, I keep saying it. I'm sorry.
Let me think. So because she knows that you want the S, she starts to disagree with you, and that's why she's not coming more to light because she sees that you want S?
No, that's not what I said. What I'm saying is that you want the S, right?
Right.
And things are going fine this whole time. You want S. You still want S.
Right.
Right? Things are going fine. It's going good. You got the dates, blah, blah, blah. But then something comes up, and now you have a disagreement.
Yeah.
And once this disagreement comes, it's like a stalemate.
A stalemate? What is that?
Meaning no more further progress on either side.
Well, see, okay, now I see what you're saying. Well, see, that's what I'm talking about is that though that only comes from relationships, whether it's friendships or whatever, when it's done in the false way. When it's done in the right way, you're not there. Your priority isn't S, even though you still have that feeling that's there, even though you wouldn't mind it, of course, but the priority is not S. You guys have a actual connection there that's on real things, right? You guys want to get to real things, talk about real stuff, and right. Grow from there. So there would be no as soon as we disagree, I'm ready just to leave, because that wouldn't, especially if the girl thought it was because of S, she wouldn't be questioning that because she already know that your intentions are outside of S. They're genuine. That makes sense?
How would she know that, though?
How would she know what?
That your intentions are outside of S and that they're genuine if you still want S.
Yeah, that's a good point, because the way you have approached her from the very beginning has been genuine, and when those things come up, you weren't getting all crazy about it and saying oh yeah, I'm getting all crazy flirty, but no, it was more on this genuine, respectful relationships, and women pick up on that quick. They know when you're respecting them or when they're getting over on you because they're controlling you with the S type of stuff. They
also know when you're hiding the fact that you want the S.
Right. They also know that too. Exactly. They know more than what guys think. They know, they can see that stuff clear because, for one, they live there. They live in the game and all that stuff. But when a guy is really trying to respect her and do it, she sees that and she respects that. So she's not going to just leave based off of the S, an assumption about the S.
Understood.
That makes sense?
I'm tracking. Yeah, I'm tracking.
All right, yeah. So I think that's the case. But if it is about the S, and then I'll say this, and then I got to move the calls, is that if it is about the S, then yes, the girl will see it, and she's probably not opening up to you because she sees that you're about the S, and she's already judging you as weak. Because she knows that she don't want no man that's all needy and trying to get all with her like that. It looks weak to her, and she's already judging you. So, yeah, she's definitely going to move on and not try to mess around.
Right on.
Right on,
That's
Brian.
all I had.
Right on, Brian. I appreciate it, man.
Enjoying the show. Thank you.
Thank you, man. I see you in the comments too, always showing love, so I appreciate it.
Right on.
All right,
Y'all
man.
take care.
All right, you too. I'm gonna just start saying S now. S sound cleaner. S. You want to have S? Not playing. I appreciate you guys for the birthday wishes. I'm so, man. Let me just get really quick. 30 seconds. I'm gonna run through these calls as quick as I can. Because I got maybe a minute here. William, welcome to the show, man. 30 seconds here. I'm sorry, I'm just out of time.
Yeah, you are. How you been doing, Jedi?
All is well, man. Same old thing. How are you?
Doing just fine, man.
Right on.
Just be yourself, and whoever her name is, your boat is sailing in the right direction. Like I said, we need to rename your show the Love Boat because you'll know her when you see her. She'll be there sometimes right in front of you.
Yeah.
You know, and a want or a need question. I'll say a woman is a want that I need to have, and you got what you need to have, Joel. How tall are you?
I'm in the 6s.
All right. So we don't usually have problems like that. So just walk in the room. You don't have to look mean. Just look confident. And then when you're ready to say something to them, say something to them.
Yeah.
You know, because they want to hear from you anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they love confidence. They love confidence.
Yeah.
And just keep it there and everything. I know the age group that you're in is a little bit more intense than mine. But just you have the cool. Just be cool, and if you want to say something, and spend quality time with them too. But don't burn out the newness so fast.
Yeah, right on. That's sound advice, William. I appreciate it.
Okay, you take care. Okay.
All right, you as well. Thank you.
All right.
Oh shoot! I accidentally hung up on a caller. I think it was Rick. Rick. I'm so sorry, man. I really didn't mean to hang up on you. And it looks like it was on purpose, too. But it really wasn't. Rick, I was about to get to you. I'm out of time. Sorry, Rick. Let me check these. Appreciate you guys for the birthday wishes. Amazing stuff. Happy to be doing the... Oh, wait. Let me see if I can get to... I have 15 seconds. If this is Rick, I'm going to take Rick for 15 seconds because I dropped him. Let's see here. Shout out Facebook and Instagram and the watchers on there and punchy.tv. I appreciate you guys for tuning in and staying to the end. You the best. I hope that made sense. Let me go to Rick. You could just let him through. Rick, welcome to the show. I got 15 seconds, 30 seconds tops here with you.
What's up there, Joel? I just want to make my thing. You must have called it with Mark and the other gentleman called just before your show went off.
Yeah.
And, he was saying that Mark was... Well, here's the thing, though, man. When it comes to that, in my opinion, blacks keep it going more than anything because no one talks about it mainly but blacks. You're like, we started civilization. And then, like I said, you got the liberal whites, liberal blacks, your NAACP, your Urban League, all your black politicians constantly talk about it. And sometimes whites just want to say, hey, look, man, I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
But my thing is my thing is, and like one thing about Africa, we started civilization, but what is Africa doing in the present?
Yeah. Exactly.
In the present, you can't live in pyramids today. No one want to live in a pyramid.
No, that, and Rick is referring to the two callers yesterday when we were talking about blacks and the whites and the races. But I agree, Rick. My biggest thing really is that at the end of the day, to me, it does. There is somebody, whether it's the blacks who were first or the whites, it's not important. What is important is, are you capable today? Are you capable of today? Can you overcome today? And what do you have to offer to your family? And are you overcoming? And can you lead your family and the people around you to, to the light as well? So that's all that matters. But it seems like there's people who really want to be first when it comes to on the planet. It's just weird. It's a weird thing, but
oh man, and I think we are the worst with it, because they even say everybody came from black. All other colors came from black. And that can't be, because I tell people they were biracial people ever since Adam and Eve was here. They always been around.
Right. And
and this month. Go ahead.
And all those things, and that's everyone's entitled to their opinion. All those things can't really be proven. None of it can really be proven. So you can still have your point of view. Let's just say if it's mixed people, or if it's white people, or it's black, you can have your point of view. But we also can't say it's fact or not, because it's like, just have fun with it, but we don't really, really, really know. You know what I mean?
But exactly. It's just a lot of speculation. Like, I believe blacks went to Africa, and I believe, it's just, look at where everybody's located at. But the thing about it, like you said, Joe, it's about the spirituality. It's like, it's about loving one another as God designed us to want to love each other, man. And it just seemed like we blacks go out our way, and that's why it's so hard to draw people to us. Even when we make movies, black movies, we aiming it at the black crowd. You see?
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of making a movie for everybody can see.
Exactly.
We constantly making movies just only for the black.
Yeah, and then in the script they say, like, black things and only black people can relate to, and they kind of put down the other races, and it's like,
exactly. Yes, and every time you get a black movie, a white person's always either dirty or dog, thrown in a bag of rocks. That's just like them the only roles you get in black movies.
Right.
You ever notice that? Either they dog in a bag of rocks, or they race. The only two roles mostly whites playing because of black movies.
Say the two roles again. You broke up. Say it again.
No, I was saying when it comes to black movies, most roles whites playing black movies, either they racist,
right,
or they are backstabber,
right,
they sneaky,
and it's
all the roles they seem to play.
100%, and it's just a mess, and that's why their movies, that's why those movies don't do well, is because it's not a universal message, but it's also not a genuine message,
right?
So it's a mess.
That's why, like when they make Iron Man, everybody likes Iron Man, or he does those benches.
Right.
But when black movies come in, it's only aimed at our crowd. There's a reason in the stands, mostly black folks. You may see 1 or 2, 3 white people up in there, but for the most part, it's aimed at the black.
It's aimed at the blacks. Yeah.
And that's why they don't stay in long.
Yeah. I agree, Rick. 100%, Rick. Yeah. Great points. I gotta end here, but thank you, Rick. I appreciate it. Thanks for calling in.
I wish I could have got a chance to talk to the last call. Just talk to him, let him know, man. Hey, man. It's everybody contributes to this earth, man. Whites, blacks, Asians, everybody. Not one person built not one race built the world.
I agree. 100%. 100%. Exactly. Thank you, Rick.
No problem. Love you, brothers. That'll be cool.
All right. You as well. Thank you, Rick. I got to end, y'all. Listen, not one person. And let's just say it was one group that built the earth. You know what I mean? Let's just say Adam was white. In the bigger picture, the grand scheme of things, he wasn't white. He was of God nature. He was of God. He wasn't white. He was of God. So it doesn't matter who built it or what specific color they were still of God. And when you take it down to them being of God, then we can all be that. Color, just think about the concept of color, and then I really got to end. The concept of color is only divisive. we should only look at it because it's obvious. He's darker, he's lighter, but when you identify with it, it's divisive. It's a group. It's divisive. But when you realize that everybody has the Holy Spirit and God's Spirit within, then you realize that we're all exactly the same on the inside, right? We may think different because the mind is not of God, right? But the spirit, we're all the same. So if you just think of like, wow, I want to be like that person who built the country because I can do it too, then you relate instead of being like, wow, why do they get to do it and we don't? What kind of crazy stuff? That's wild. That's delusion. But anyway, I'm way out of time. Past time, like crazy. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is my last day of this week. Thursday is like my Friday show, so make sure you guys tell your peoples about it and you tune in because I'm not back here until Monday, and that's like 8 days after Thursday. You know what I'm saying? It's too long. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. Joel Friday TV, Cross the Board, Punchy TV, Cross the Board, Punchy.tv. We just all kinds of stuff happening over here. Make sure you guys subscribe and like. Thank you guys for the birthday wishes and the super chats and all that good stuff. I got to go on the calls as well. Appreciate it. Until next time, y'all. Bye.